Amelia in 1964, and we visited churches and decided that this was a warm and welcoming congregation and that we would fit in nicely here. So we joined very shortly thereafter, and we've been there ever since. And I haven't changed my opinion about the church.
And Francis passed away a little over a year ago,
yes,
right?
Yes, he did. A year ago in first part of September, yeah.
Right. And you and Francis, you had 3 children.
We did, yes we did.
Tell us about your 3 children.
Well, when we moved here, we had Christy, and later Monica came along, and then Scott. And in 1975, Scott was killed in an accident. He was on his bicycle, doing what little boys do, which is usually somewhere where they shouldn't be. And he never recovered from that. He had brain injuries. And May Memorial just swooped in, and they just wrapped their arms around us, and we managed to get through. I had a lot of Christian friends that helped too.
So when you say that they wrapped their arms around you, what did that look like?
Well, there was food. There was phone calls, regular phone calls. There was just sweetness, sweet look. I mean, I sat in the choir, and I cried almost every Sunday for a long time. And no one bothered to say anything about that or ask me why, but they just knew, you know. So there would be extra hugs.
So Sandy, I know that when Scott, when he was killed, when he passed away, that there was another member here of the church, Dot Frazier at the time, Dot
Yes.
Wilkins.
Yes.
She had lost a child not too long before that, right?
That is very true. I remember when we came home from the hospital, she was sitting in my living room. And she did not have to say a word. I just knew that she knew what I was feeling.
So it wasn't many years later before Christy was also involved in a tragic accident.
That's true. Just about 10 years later, our oldest daughter, Christy, was killed in a car accident, a single car accident. And it was the same thing all over again. They'd had the family here, the church family, had more time to get to know her. This was just about a month before her wedding. So we were fully engaged in getting ready for that, yes.
Sandy, I wonder with both of these, what role did forgiveness have to play in dealing with both of your children's deaths?
Well, the gentleman that hit my son was an officer of the court. And I knew through his son, we never met him, but his son came to visit us. And he told us how broken up his father was about the accident. And I know just from scriptures and friends and whatever that it's hard to forgive, but forgiveness is not for other people. It's just all about you, to move forward. And I just, it was hard. It was very hard. But I kept trying to think about how I would feel if I had been driving that car. And I would certainly, need some forgiveness.
Well, you said that after Scott died, that you came home and Dot was there and she was sitting on your sofa and she didn't say anything. And so often when people go through a tragedy like this, the rest of us, we struggle with knowing what to say. And I wonder sometimes we may say the wrong thing and just trying to be helpful. What's your thought on that?
Well, I'm sort of irreverent at times, those who know me know that. And I have said many times that I think I should write a book on what not to say. Just being there, just a hug, you don't have to say anything. I'm so sorry for this, or whatever. People that are really close to you can say things that don't hurt, but sometimes strangers in their desire to comfort you do say things a little off the wall. Would you like an example?
Absolutely.
Okay. when you've lost someone dear to you, and someone says to you, well, you know, time just takes care of everything. Well, let me tell you what, there's fighting words, because you, as the person who's lost, do not want things to get better. You want them the way they used to be. And until you can get past that, those words are very, very hurtful.
Sandy, for you and Francis going through the deaths of two of your children, how do you think it would have been different if you were not a Christian and realized God's presence in your life, and if you were not a part of a church, May Memorial Church?
I'm pretty sure I would have caved somewhere along the way. There's a song, the name of it is What a Difference You've Made in My Life. And, you know, I just don't know Michael and my family. I don't know how people who don't have the Lord and don't have the support of people who feel the same way about the Lord make it through anything that has any kind of emotional element to it at all. It's just, you know, if you didn't have someone to lay your troubles to, I don't think I would be the same. But I love this church, and I love the people, and I love being a part of anything that helps somebody else. So I'm Sandy Shelton, lover of May Memorial, and this is my